We begin with Elon Musk doubling down on his ultimatum to federal workers to explain what they did last week or face termination. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, had the very latest on the mixed messages being sent to some employees. Good morning, Rachel.
Michael, good morning. Mixed messages, to say the least. This is becoming whiplash for federal workers. The president and Elon Musk saying that those workers who did not respond to that email listing their accomplishments would be fired or semi-fired. But then the president's own administration directly contradicted him. And so all of this really raising questions about which guidance federal employees should be listening to. This morning, federal workers in limbo after confusing and contradictory guidance about that ultimatum and midnight deadline from billionaire Elon Musk, saying employees must respond to an email with a list of what they did last week or lose their job. The president calling that idea genius, saying those who don't answer would be semi-fired or fired.
By asking the question, tell us what you did this week, what he's doing is saying, are you actually working? And then if you don't answer, like, you're sort of semi-fired or you're fired.
But just as the president weighed in, his own administration gave conflicting information. The Office of Personnel Management told agencies the request was voluntary and that workers don't have to respond. The FBI, the Pentagon, and the Justice Department had already told workers to hold off. The Department of Health and Human Services sent competing messages, at first telling employees to respond to the email, then 6 hours later telling them not to respond. And finally telling workers they can respond if they want to, but warning they should assume that what you write will be read by malign foreign actors and tailor your response accordingly. But at least 6 other agencies, including the Treasury Department, telling employees it is required.
I have no problem with the employees here saying, what did you do last week? And if you can't come up with 5 things that you did, maybe you shouldn't be employed here.
And overnight, Musk not backing down, posting on social media that workers can't expect that email to go out again, writing failure to respond a second time will result in termination.
Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they're flooding the zone in part to create distress, to create a sense of invincibility and inevitability.
The Trump administration pushing forward with cuts to the federal workforce. The Department of Veterans Affairs letting go of more than 1,400 probationary employees overnight. Some of the efforts from Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency sparking backlash. Monitors at the Department of Housing and Urban Development briefly displayed a fake image of Trump and Musk with the words, "Long live the real king." HUD calling it an abuse of taxpayer resources, saying they plan to investigate the incident. In other parts of the country, voters showing up at town halls. This was the line at one in Belton, Missouri, for Republican Congressman Mark Alford. Inside, tensions high.
Elon Musk has contracts with the federal government. But he is also, I think, doing an effective job.
Conflict of interest! Show me!
There are a lot of people who don't want.
So adding to all of this confusion, the administration put out a new memo overnight saying it will be up to the agencies to decide the appropriate action for those federal workers who did not respond to that email. But you heard there from Elon Musk saying that they could expect to receive a second email soon. Meanwhile, George, there are reports this morning that the acting commissioner of the IRS could be stepping down as early as today, right in the middle of a busy tax season, George.
And most of these issues going to the courts. Okay, Rachel, thanks very much.